buckle up my accomplices, I'm driving. Okay, I don't know how many have been watching what's been going on in Washington today, but between working on the house and stopping for lunch and that, I've been kind of watching it. One guy, reporter I seen there, just some internet channel, I can't remember which one it was, but out of the four little thumbnails that were in a row there, one was CBC News, one was Global, I think maybe two were Global, but this one was, at least had a little sense with them. Apparently, well over 1 million people there, man. And apparently there was a lot of Chinese Americans, Chinese that flown in from Hong Kong to stop this Biden and China marriage, I guess you want to call it. Somebody's getting screwed in the marriage, and it's not China, believe me, right? So, now apparently some lady's been shot there. There's a little bit of conflicting reports on that, and now they're busting in Antifa members, and they're showing all these pictures, and all of the protests and riots, whatever the hell you want to call them, that have been going on. Very rarely do you see any of the Trump supporters with masks on and bandanas and that hiding their faces and that, right? They're usually pretty open. That's usually another group of some type, right? Now, I guess they stormed Congress. They show people in there. And the funny thing was, I'm pretty sure it was CBC. Before they played their video, they had a big warning, violent content and all that. Viewers beware or whatever, the story, right? But I don't know, I watched quite a few of their things on when the BML or BLM riots were going on and all that shit. I never once seen warning violent content, right? How come all of a sudden when it's Trump supporters, that's what they're putting up there? Hey people, that's just how much fucking bullshit it is. I really don't know what's going to happen down there, but from the little snatch interviews that I seen of people there and that, yeah, I don't know if Trump's got right on his side, but from the looks of all those people, I'd say he's got might on his side, right? And, apparently these buses of Antifa protesters or rioters were being escorted in by the police, and if that's true, if anybody should be biased to anything, it should be a police officer, right? I mean, come on. They should be able to say, hey, I ain't doing that. I ain't escorting them fucking idiots into that city. It's like throwing a match on some gasoline. Like, there's... And at least it looks like, from what I seen when they were in Congress and that, it didn't seem to be smashing things, and they don't seem to be looting businesses and doing all that kinds of crazy shit, so that's a good thing, but I just thought I'd touch on a little because it's getting pretty interesting. And we'll see what happens. I kind of thought the only thing that Trump could do now and announce on, public television, whatever, you know what I mean, announce openly the whole thing to stop all this and stop everything that's going on in the world, to say, hey, look, the extraterrestrials, aliens, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they're real, man. They're here, and let's start the ball rolling, because then people, when that announcement's finally made, and there's enough people that got enough common sense, or woke, like they say, I guess, now, that it's not going to be a big deal. I mean, one of their drawbacks has always been, oh, the people will panic, oh, the religions will fucking flip out, right? Well, just because there's aliens or extraterrestrial doesn't mean there isn't your God or anybody else's God. He may have created them too, right? So, I don't really know what that argument was. More of a control thing. But if he announced something like that, and this is what's going on, and we're part of a galactic fucking whatever. Well, I won't say federation, whatever. Whatever the case may be. Well, at that point, people, we do not come we're not American, we're not Chinese, we're not Canadian anymore. We're Earthmen. Okay? That changes it right there. Instantly. There is no more your country, my country. There is our planet. And I actually kind of hope that's what he was going to say today. It would have stopped all this stupid bullshit all over the world. Stopped it all. Okay, I know that's a little out there. That's some real hopeful thinking, but it would sure change things, people. Anyways, you guys all be safe, and as always, a cat.